Lexie Hull. Well, we got to talk about it. I haven't really talked about Lexie much. I've been very critical of Lexie Hull at times, usually, when I do certain post games, but I haven't really talked about her at length. And I think now is the time to do so because there are some interesting things at play. And I also know, I think it was last week, actually, a couple of YouTubers that I won't mention. It's not really, it's, kind of irrelevant. They kind of had a beef and kind of went back and forth in some videos about Lexie Hull, what she is, what she isn't. And let's just say they had different opinions. But what is really wild to this as I dig into it and watch some of the film and look at the numbers and look at the role Lexie Hull has on this team. And it's kind of a welcome to professional sports moment, both for the fans in discussing Lexie Hull as well as Lexie Hull herself. Um, because of the contract, right? Like that's the big thing here that I think has shifted so many people and what they're seeing is the perception of what Lexie Hull is and what Lexie Hull is supposed to be versus the reality of what we get from Lexie Hull on the court night in and night out. And while I don't think she has played great, I think she's had some really bad games. It's not all entirely on Lexie Hull, other than she signed the contract. But here is the thing, if you are offered that contract, are you turning it down and saying, "No, I think you might be overpaying me just a little bit"? You're probably not going to say that. Real quick, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate all of your support. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Shout out, of course, to the 19. So Lexie Hall signed a massive contract in the offseason. We know that. 2 years. I think it totals just under 800. I think it's like 1.5 something million, right? Just under 800,000 per season. I think it's a little under this year because of the salary cap jump, and I think it's a little more next year. And she has gotten a ton of criticism this year for underperforming on the court. Valid criticism because with big contracts come big expectations, right? When Lexie Hull, the last couple of seasons after her start, even though she actually had a great college career and was a pretty high draft pick, it was sort of an underdog thing, right? Everyone rooted for Lexie Hull because Lexie Hull, one, seemed like a nice, likable person. She busted her butt on the court, right? One of those players that does all the things that a winning team needs from certain players that really we'd love to see all players do, right? The effort, going for loose balls on the court, getting knocked around. Like you the type of player that I don't hear it much anymore, but I heard it a lot as a kid. I say the type of player that would go through a brick wall to make a play, right? Lexie Hall brings that mentality. Lexie Hall has that in her game, and it's very, very appealing to fans because they're so sick of seeing so many athletes who make tens of millions of dollars who can't even bother to move down the court. Or, oh, hey, how about Aaliyah Boston in that play where Caitlin Clark made that awesome block when she was a 2-on-1 because Aaliyah Boston couldn't get her Big Mac Waffle House butt down the court even with the player with the ball 2 steps later, the player's 10 feet ahead of her because she jogged the entire time. Massive contract, no effort. That is a quick way to turn everyone against you. Lexie Hull has always had the effort and the hustle and the heart. Now she's got the massive contract, so that isn't enough. And yet, here's the thing. Here's what we're going to dig into, folks. We want to look now, we're going to forget about last year because last year is kind of an anomaly. And here's what I mean: rookie year, 13 minutes a game. 2023, 20.6 minutes a game. She did start a lot that year. 2024, 19.7 minutes a game. And this year, 19 minutes a game, even though she's starting. In 2024, she started 11 of 34 games played. And this year, she started 36 of 39. But the minutes are almost identical. And then last year was the anomaly. She started 30 of 44 and also played 27 minutes a game. So numbers per game are going to look higher. So minutes per game in 2024 when everyone fell in love with Lexie Hall, right? And she was shooting the lights out from three, 19.7 minutes a game. This year, 19 minutes a game. So those are the 2 years that I want to take a look at. And then we get into that contract, which again tells you about perception. Now we'll start off with the fact that having only started 11 games in 2024, Lexie Hall finished fifth in the sixth player of the year award, right? That's the kind of season that she had. Fifth in the sixth player of the year award. And yet, again, only zero point 0.7 of minutes, less than a minute per game difference between 2024 and 2026. And that extra 7/10 of a minute was in 2024. Okay. She took 4 shots a game in 2024. She's taken 4.4 this year. It's up a little. Field goal percentage, 44.1% in 2024, 43.9% now. Basically identical. We're talking about 2/100ths of a percentage point. Now, the difference is she's not shooting as well from three. But again, 2024 was a career year, right? Lexie Hall is a 34% three-point shooter for her career, and she's shooting 34.8% this year. Basically, her career average. Last year, 36.7. 2024, when no one was really paying attention to Lexie Hall and she got to sit in the corner and get wide open threes off of Caitlin Clark, it was 47%. The year before, 21%. The rookie year, 18%. All right. So 2024 was an anomaly from three, but she's shooting a career high from two this year, believe it or not. 53.7% in 2024, 40.9%. Numbers, by the way, again, in 2024, 3-pointers, 2.1 a game. This year, 2.3. She was making one a game in 2024, making 0.8. From two, 0.8 made, 1.9 attempted in 2024. This year, 1.1 made, 2.1 attempted. 53.7% compared to 41%. Big difference, right? By the way, that 53.7% is a career high. She's never shot 50% from two for a season until this year. How about rebounds? Okay, well, in 2024, in 19.7 minutes a game, 2.5 rebounds a game. This year, in 19 minutes a game, 3.1 rebounds a game. It's up from 2024. Yes, 4.3 last year, but again, she played 8 minutes more a game last year, right? She played a lot more per game last year. That's why we're comparing to 2024. They're great comparisons. And then everything else is similar. Assists 1.1 this year, 0.7. Steals 0.6 then, 0.5 now. Blocks 0.3 then, 0.2 now. Points when she got fifth in sixth player of the year award, 5.5 points per game. This year, 5.3 points per game. She is actually statistically overall, I mean, the 3-point shooting is down, but everything else, she is actually statistically having a better season this year than she had in 2024 when she was fifth in sixth player of the year award. The difference being that was a breakout season for Lexie Hall when Caitlin Clark joined the team, and no one had any expectations of that kind of play from Lexie Hall. And again, she came off the bench for 23 of the 34 games, which is why she was fifth in sixth player of the year award. This year, she's starting, not playing starter minutes really, though, for obvious reasons. And she has a massive 2-year guaranteed contract. And then that is why you get the perception that Lexie Hall has been terrible this year. The Lexie Hall has taken a step backward. Not really. It's just that Lexie Hull has been given a massive contract, so your perception of her and expectations of her are totally different. Lexie Hull, the player, she's the same. She's the same. And everything she gives the team, just like in 2024 or even last year, is important. She's the type of player that has a very, very important role in a championship winning team. The only difference this year is her contract. Her contract says that she needs to do more than this. It is not the contract you pay to for who Lexie Hull is, and that is the big issue for people who take a look at this and talk about the future and winning more championships is Lexie Hull does not deserve her contract. Lexie Hull is vastly overpaid. That's not the same as Lexie Hull has taken a massive step back and she's a bust. No, Lexie Hull is who she is and she still is this season, but her contract's different. And so the reality of it, just like in all the other pro sports, is that perception and that expectations are valid when you sign a contract like that. People expect more of Lexie Hull. Now, I don't know if you can get more in terms of points because there are only so many shots to go around on this team, right? As we saw, I think last night, Caitlin has only her third game this year where she had at least 20 shots, but uh, Kelsey had 18 or 19, I forget, but they had over 40 combined, right? That's a lot of shots between two players, and that was without Aaliyah Boston. So I'm not like when I look at Lexie Hull, I'm like, oh, she had 2 points or she had 4 points. That doesn't bother me as long as she's doing all the other stuff, right? There aren't a lot of shots to go around. Same thing with Sophie Cunningham, by the way. You know, her haters love to talk about, oh, she only had 3 points this game. Well, they get very few shots. There aren't many shots to go around. But anyway, I just wanted to put the Lexie Hulper thing into perspective. I know this isn't like a big drama video. You probably got 7 of you watching, but anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. I will talk to you later.